check the performance in the healthcare organization, we regularly conduct the audit. This guide is very important to achieve this certification. That is, we have to choose some E&M audit tool. We have to providers, how we can communicate with the providers, the way of communication, the way of our... Hi guys, welcome to Indus Talks. I am Mubina VM, CPMA, CPC and Director of Indus Education. Today I am going to discuss about CPMA, that is Certified Professional Medical Auditor. Before moving to video, if you are watching my channel at the very first time, please subscribe my channel, and if you feel my video is interesting and informative, please share with it to your friends also. Okay, let's get into the video. In this video, we are going to discuss about what is CPMA, what are its syllabus, and what is the scope of the CPMA, what are the basic credentials needed to achieve this certification, and how to crack this CPMA certification. Is CPC mandated to write this CPMA exam? What is its duration, and how many hours are needed, and also these things we are going to discuss in this video. Okay, let's get into video. What is the medical auditing? Medical auditing is the systematic assessment of performance within an organization. In order to check the performance in the healthcare organization, we regularly conduct the audit. Basically, this medical auditing is conducted in reimbursement process in order to check whether the healthcare organizations are following the guidelines of the federal regulations. Okay, and I just discussed about what is the medical auditing. What is the medical auditing? Medical auditing is the systematic assessment of the performance within an organization. In order to check the performance in the healthcare organization, we regularly conduct the audit. Basically, this medical auditing is conducted in the reimbursement process for what? In order to check whether the healthcare organizations are following the guidelines of the federal regulations. Okay, and what is the next thing? Next thing is we have to by auditing, the main content and main criteria is we have to identify the errors. Okay, and by identifying this error and give remedial actions to eliminate them, this medical auditing and this medical audit plays a vital role in the healthcare organization compliance plan. So basically, this medical auditing, for this medical auditing, we continuously find out or identifies the error and also provide remedial measures. By provide these remedial measures and by finding this error, this medical auditing plays a vital role in the healthcare organization's compliance plan. Hope you understand what is a medical auditing. Then we have to move to the next session and about the CPMA. This CPMA, it is a credential provided by AAPC as like as CPC, and it is recognized by the various countries in India, in UAE and US also. This certification is acceptable and the exam duration is almost 4 hours. 4 hours and we have to go through the 100 questions. And how these questions can be divided, I will update in the coming session. Okay. And the books needed is ICD-10 CM, CPT, HIPICS level 2. And sometimes we have the permission to enter this E&M audit tool also. And what about the passing score? The 70% is the passing score rate as like as the CPC. So these are the main thing. Credential is approved by AAPC and recognized by various countries. 4 hour, 100 question, books needed, ICD-10 CM, CPT and HIPICS level 2 and E&M audit 2 also, and 70% is the passing score. Okay, next we have to identify what is the scope of CPMA. It is the most demanded certificate in the healthcare industry, and this CPMA is almost very tough, but by through hard working we can achieve this CPMA very easily. It is the most demanded certificate in the healthcare industry in USA, UAE and India. And by achieving this CPMA certification, we can become a compliance officer and we can become an auditor. And one more thing, auditors are getting more package than coders. And the basic thing is easily get a higher position in your current job if you have CPMA. We will get the higher position. And best for the CPC coders, upgrade your career in next level. And a question arising that is CPC credential is mandated to achieve this CPMA certification. Actually, there is no mandatory for this CPC certification, but you have to very thorough about the CPT guidelines and ICD guidelines. Then only you can achieve this CPMA certification, because in this CPMA course we have a chapter like very important chapter, almost 20 cases is coming, almost 36 questions in 20 cases. With the subgroup we have almost 36 questions that is coming in auditing level. For that chapter we have to thoroughly know about this CPT guidelines. Okay, do you understand all what are the scope of the CPMA? Then let's get to the next topic. And guys, an important information I want to share with you that it is the old version like 2021 and 2022. We will get the latest PDF in AAPC website. This guide is very important to achieve this certification, that is CPMA guide. You can directly go into the AAPC website and purchase this guide. This guide is a main keyword to achieve this CPMA certification. And by reading every single sentence thoroughly in this guide, surely we can crack this CPMA exam. But you have to read it carefully twice, thrice, or almost how many times you read this CPMA guide, you will achieve more score and you will pass this exam. And next we have to find out that what are the chapters we have to go through for this CPMA certification. It is a chapter 1 is I will show you in a PDF or something right side. Chapter 1 is compliance and regulatory guidelines. And chapter 2 is please note the chapter names. Compliance, chapter 1 is compliance and regulatory guidelines, and chapter 2 is medical record standards and documentation guidelines, and chapter 3 is coding and reimbursement. That is the most important chapter, and in almost 36 questions will come from this chapter 3. And chapter 4 is audit scope and statistical sampling methodologies, and chapter 5 is risk analysis and communication. These are the 5 chapters we have to get into very thoroughly to achieve this certification. Hope you understand, guys. In the chapter 1 we have to go through some specific contents that I will discuss further. And guys, and one more thing, if anyone want any topic in detail, please make a comment below in this video. So I will make a good elaboration and specific elaboration on each topic. Medical audit also provide review the quality of the care provided to the patient, and also educate the, it is a very important point, educate the providers on the documentation guidelines. because some providers are frequently updating this. For example, if modifier 25 is frequently using without any documentation, without any medical necessity, they are updating this modifier 25 repeatedly, and if someone audit about this modifier 25, so the auditors have to update, and auditors have to educate the providers on the documentation guidelines. That is an important point about this education, or about this discussion about these providers. We have a specific chapter, we have a very thorough chapter about this topic. So educate providers on documentation guidelines is very important point, and determine if the organization policies are current and effective. That is also an important point. And optimize revenue cycle manager and ensure that appropriate revenue is captured. For example, sometimes there is a upcoding, sometimes that is undercoding, so that all affect the revenue. And this point is also important, that ensure that appropriate revenue is captured and defend against federal and payers audit. This is also an important, and these are the these also medical audits provides. And let's get into deeply what are the sessions, what are the important topics that is in each chapters. Next we have to discuss about that. Course content, that is in first chapter, compliance and regulatory guidelines including fraud and abuse. That is an important topic. Fraud and abuse, Federal False Claim Act, it is also very important. And difference between anti-kickback law and Stark law, and exclusion state, civil monetary penalties law. And next one is OIG. OIG means Office of Inspector General. Next is Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. These are all the important. Rather than this topic, we have another topics also. But in this first chapter, these are the important topics that we have to go through thoroughly. Then only we will get this as CPMA certification. Next one is medical record standard documentation standards. That is also very important chapter. In this we have to concentrate mainly on HIPAA privacy rules. Next one is types and the component of the medical records, and third one is accreditation standard. Next one is evaluation and management. That is also another chapter, another topic. And coding and reimbursement. In that session we have to expect almost 20 cases. We have to audit 20 cases. These 20 cases are very important. Under this each question we have sub questions. It is like almost for one question we have to choose some E&M audit tool. We have to check with some NCCI guidelines, all things. So we have to go through almost 20 case studies. That topics are CPT guidelines, evaluation and management, anesthesia, surgery. It is a very important topic, global surgical package, and co-assistants, co-surgeons. There are many topics under this surgery, radiology, pathology and laboratory, medical medicine including chemotherapy, psychotherapy is very important, and about physical therapy. And we have specific modifiers. We have to very thorough with these modifiers also. And diagnosis, coding and medical necessity, physician teaching hospital guidelines, that is PATH guidelines, that is also very important. And in auditing we have to go through the auditing process and statistical sampling, utilization review, RAT-STAT. I will write all these topics in side parts, so you can also go through it. And next one is risk analysis and communication. That is already I just discussed that. Educate the providers with the documentation guidelines and how the auditors can interact with the providers, because some providers may not accept when the auditors identify the error, they may not accept without any citation and without any proof, they will not accept their mistake. But there is a way that how we can interact with the providers, how we can communicate with the providers, the way of communication, the way of our physical appearance and way of communicating with the providers is an important topic that we have a separate chapter we have to discuss with that. That is, first one is validation of the audit result, second one is analysis and report of the audit findings and communicating this audit result. After these chapters, we have to go through well with the practice questions and answers and practice question paper and previous question paper that you will get from some AAPC website. If you thorough with this question paper and if you thorough with this guide and with every single sentence of this guide is very important. And one more thing, the key point is you have to be repeated study. Repeated study is very important this CPMA examination. Hope you this video makes very lengthy. Anyway, I want to discuss more about CPMA. These are the basic. CPMA credential is very important and most effective and most powerful certification in AAPC. If you want to achieve this certification or something, or if you want to crack this CPMA exam, please contact with the Indus Education. Indus Education is providing a good classes and thorough classes with a repeated study and repeated classes and practice exam questions and chapters. I will definitely guarantee you about the CPMA certification, but one thing is that you have to go thorough and you have to work hard, then only you will get this certification. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you want to get admission, please call in these numbers. You can contact Indus Education and I will guide you how you get this certification. Anyway, thank you for watching this video.